Well, I thought I was going to schedule this. Oh, it's actually supposed to be members only. Anyway, I just wanted to come on and say thank you, everybody, for subscribing to my channel. I've gone over 5,000 subscribers, 5,100 to be exact. And that is a huge accomplishment. Hi, Darla. And I am super stoked. Hi, Laura. I wanted to do a members only show tonight, but I forgot to hit the members only thing, so it's for everyone. Let's see how many people we attract. Because boy, today's show got something like 240,000 views. Like, what? Last week it was 80,000 views, and I thought that was a lot. But 240,000 or something like that, like, oh, wait, I can tell you the exact stats. I've got them right here. I'm kind of blown away by this. So I have 5,104 subscribers, and, oh no, sorry, 292,000 views from today's show. What? Only 328 likes out of 292,000. That's kind of crazy, huh? So what's happening? I don't know. I'm all confused. Anyway, I wanted to have a fun show tonight, which I'm going to do with my members. So members, you guys stick around, and I'm going to do a show just for you. But I did want to talk to everybody to say thank you so much. The Beach Report is very, very pleased to be out in the world, even though we get a lot of crazy trolls because they don't want to make America great again, and that's too bad. That's what I want to do. I want to see a better world. Laura, the crazies were out in full spectrum. So, hi, Han. It's hard for me to see right now. I don't know why. My eyes are just, as I get older and older, which was something I wanted to talk about. Hi. So there is a new trend right now that everybody's doing, especially old people like me. I'm going to be 60 years old in November. So I've decided that I'm giving up alcohol forever, forever. I just don't need it. Hi, Christine. Hey, Darla. You know, I have this feeling that the alcohol that is out there today, that they're selling today, there's something weird about it. I feel like it is more toxic than it ever was before. And I don't know what it is, but it's just, to me, it's like, I don't need this. So I'm going to be 60 years old in November, and I feel like, just one glass of wine, and I just feel not right. It's, I don't know what it is, and I love wine. I look at wine as a cultural experience. I am a connoisseur when it comes to wine. I've had some of the best wine in the world. I lived in Europe for 10 years, so I was used to wine that comes from, the grapes in the vineyard down the street. Just amazing, amazing wines. Good morning, coffee. Yes, coffee. We can drink lots of coffee. Then again, you have to think about things that you ingest. And coffee is something you have to be careful with because it can have mold in it. So, I don't know. I like to drink instant coffee myself, so I'm not a coffee connoisseur. I drink the Cuban Bustelo coffee because my husband was Cuban, and that was his favorite coffee, but I like it. He liked it the actual coffee. I like it instant. I don't know why, I just do. Yes, don't buy me any more wine, Darla. The wine in America, it's got a lot of chemicals in it, apparently, and it's pretty toxic. So I don't know if that's the difference I'm noticing. Maybe I'm just getting old and I'm too sensitive to it. I don't know what it is, but I feel exactly, toxins from mold. You're right. Buy local coffee. That's it, Jeannie. That's how you do it. Anyway, I feel like me personally, as I'm getting ready to turn 60, I see my friends, I see people who have been drinking more and more as they get older and thinking that a bottle or two of wine every night is normal. And it's not. Even a glass of wine every day, it's not healthy. And we tell ourselves that we're relaxing and it's a way to take off the edge and all this stuff, but it's really not. I think that it's a crutch. Spirit says, I would love to find a coffee company that does sun roasting like they used to do in Puerto Rico. Oh, that's a good idea. You know, it's funny that you say that. I used to write about coffee when I was a journalist writing for a certain magazine. And there was this coffee company, I think it was called Kava Coffee or something. It was based out of Pittsburgh, where I was a journalist at the time. And it was so interesting. Coffee is so interesting. Did you know there's actually this brand of coffee or kind of coffee that comes from, so monkeys eat the coffee beans and they poop them out, and they take the poop and they make the coffee from the beans that were pooped out. Oh, for real. No, that's a real thing. Honest to goodness. Um, Many companies are using chemicals in their roasting processing. That's right. Well, all of the companies that are making our food, the big companies making lots of money and processing our food, are putting chemicals in them, and they're not chemicals that are meant to help us. So, Kona coffee, yeah, that's it. That is crazy stuff. Yeah, it's real. Anyway, it's supposed to be the most delicious coffee in the world. I've not had it, but I can't say I wouldn't try it. Anyway, yeah, but as far as alcohol, I don't think there is a safe level of alcohol. I think it's just a bad idea the older you get. Christine says, I drink water like it's going out of style. I don't drink alcohol or coffee. I've tried both. My brother thinks it's weird. He does alcohol and coffee. I think you're better off, Christine. I think it's better not to drink it. Bustelo, I know, I love that stuff. Then I switched to Melaleuca brand. When I used to love Bustelo again, it made me sick. Oh, when you tried to use it again, it made you sick. That's interesting. And Melaleuca is supposed to be more natural without processes. I don't know. Buying things that are very processed. We're learning they're super bad. So I'm working on another book that's after my second book. I got a new cover. I changed the cover. So what do you think? I know it's backwards. Wait, I'll turn the camera around so you can see it. Lighting's really bad. But anyway, new cover, kind of just new color scheme. It's not really that new. I went through the book again, fine tooth comb. So this is, what is this, the third printing now? Yeah, third printing of Do You Think About Me on My Birthday? So that is really great. Melaleuca is a poison tree. Why would the company who is non-toxic use that name? I thought that tea tree oil was actually supposed to be good for you, Laura. I don't know about it being poison, but who knows these days. Hi, Kenneth. Good to see you. Thank you, Darla, for loving the new cover. I am learning so much. The more I do, the more books I publish. And here's the latest one. Oh, wait, I'll turn the camera around. Still standing. It's shiny. Joshua Daniel Hayes. My book is matte cover, and this is a shiny cover, which I think is really good because you can kind of see it better. It's just kind of pearlescent. It shines. It's a crazy color. I love it. I just love it. And the back. Apathy, Silent Toll. Melaleuca, great company in the Midwest, great patriots. Every 4th of July, they put on a huge fireworks display that's supposed to be one of the top in America. Good morning. It's not morning. It's 8 o'clock here on the east coast of Florida, so it's definitely not morning. I see someone say good morning. I'm very confused. Anyway, I am leveling up, if you will. So becoming a publisher after being a journalist for the past 40 years. And hello, Terry. And I am super excited to now be a book publisher with my own book, which I am going to be heading to Pennsylvania in, well, like in a week, actually. This week I'll be driving to New Jersey, to the Jersey Shore, which is where this book is set for part of it. And it's also set in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And this book that we just published, which all the proceeds to this book will be going to Joshua Daniel Hayes. I'll show you a picture of him in the back of the book. Come on. Josh, there he is. When you read his book about the way that he was raised, you want to do something to help people like him. Yes, Terry, please buy one. And I will put in the comments the link to buying that book. So thank you so much for saying that. Buy that book, buy this book. And I have the first book that I ever published, which is this book, How It All Began, Like It Was Yesterday, A Journalist's Files Since 9/11. So this book is about the way 9/11 changed our society. It won an award when it was published, and it's actually starts on 9/11 with me looking for my brother. So half of it's a diary, and the other half are articles that I published over 10, 15 years since 9/11 happened to give a good retrospective history on 9/11 and the way that it changed us. It's changed our country, changed our laws, the Patriot Act. I cover all that stuff. I follow 3 different families of veterans in this book, and one of them never came home. So it's a lot of touching stories from Pennsylvania, basically, where Shanksville was, where the plane went down in Shanksville. And I will be going there actually this year for 9/11. So you guys stay tuned for that. I'll be there with a group of my favorite followers, and we are all going to be meeting at the 9/11 Memorial in Shanksville, the Flight 93 Memorial, that is, and doing a bunch of shows there all day long. And I'll be televising the ceremony that takes place every single year. Of course, don't forget next year is the 25th anniversary of 9/11, and I will be publishing a sequel to Like It Was Yesterday. So this was the 15th year anniversary that I published this, and it also happened to be the very same year that the Flight 93 Memorial opened up with the building, and it is one of the most comprehensive 9/11 memorials in the world. It is it's a really educational place if you want to bring someone who doesn't remember 9/11, wasn't alive then, was too young to remember it. It tells you everything, how that whole day unfolded. It is very difficult to get through there for those of us who went through 9/11, but it is a really good way to get kids to understand kind of how our country reacted to this disaster, and then how afterwards we fell apart. So this book is what I just said. That's what my book is about. And thank you, Christine. It'll be good to see you there. But this book is also a great way to start the conversation with kids about the way that 9/11 changed your life. It's a kind of, where were you on 9/11? And then you give them this book, and it get some kind of thinking about it. So thank you, Darla. JillBooks.com, right? All together, JillBooks, JILLBOOKS.com. You can buy it there. I finally got my website up and running. Is it perfect? No, it is not. Just go to the shop on it. So that's a good place to buy the book. There's also, I'll put links in here too. I'm figuring out all different ways of selling my wares. And it's funny. I was approached today about selling something that creates stem cells or something like that. And when I heard about it, hey, it sounded really great. But then I found out that it was a multi-level marketing company. And I said, sorry, but I would never, ever, ever subject my followers to an MLM ever again. I made that mistake several years ago, and I learned my lesson, and you should learn it too. Don't get involved in MLMs. The only MLM that I would ever think is like even halfway decent would be Avon. And I was an Avon lady for years when my kids were growing up, simply because, first of all, my mother liked to buy this eyeliner that they had. And second of all, I like to buy the products in the catalog. And I just bought it for myself and my mom. And if my grandma wanted something or I needed a gift. So Avon was okay. Avon I was all right with. But all the other MLMs, forget about it. Exactly, Jeannie knows it. No MLMs except for Avon, which you can just do for yourself, and your friends, it's kind of nice. But and one of my friends does Mary Kay, but I don't know. I like Mary Kay products because they're made in the USA. And I actually love the Mary Kay lipstick that I do buy from my Mary Kay lady, Mercy Lorenzo, who's a friend of mine, one of my followers, and also had a big part of 9/11. I love to talk about Mercy because nobody knows who she is, and yet she is in the 9/11 Commission report. She was the AT&T operator who took the call from Susan Olsen as she's whizzing through the sky on Flight 77 towards the Pentagon, calling her husband. And Mercy took that call. And talking to Mercy was amazing. I was like, what? Like, how does no one know this? No one's ever interviewed Mercy except for me. And I will also be replaying her interview. And as I write my next book, Mercy will have a big part in it because she deserves it, because she's a hero of 9/11. And every year 9/11 rolls around, and I like to think that more people know what Mercy did on 9/11, but because of me, but she's still kind of like, yeah, nobody cares. It is almost 25 years since 9/11. Can you believe it? 24 years it's going to be since 9/11, and that's a BFD. It's a lifetime almost. My children were little kids. They barely remember it. Now they're all grown up, and but I see repercussions from 9/11 every single day. And when I look at that Mondavi guy in New York City, I am shocked and appalled. And I think this is what's happening 25 years after 9/11. It's not good. It's not good. Anyway, so today, Spirit will attest to this fact because she's the one that gave me the idea. But Spirit was like, hey, Jill, so President Trump was coming on and I'm getting ready to do my show. And she's like, hey, how about we don't kick off the trolls today? Because, I always make a big point of saying that the Beach Report is a safe space for people who love America and people all around the world who appreciate President Trump for being the most peaceful president we've ever had and really wanting to save the world and make it great again everywhere. And so, when people come on and they say nasty things, or the rude people, or the people who think that this is a dating site, which, by the way, this is not a dating site. I am not looking for a boyfriend. I'm still married, even though my my husband has passed away. It's interesting. It's going to be the 3rd anniversary since my Ray died. He died the day after Hurricane Ian. Although he had cancer, he didn't die because of the hurricane. But he saved my life by being in hospice. Sorry, I get a little. It's hard. It's still hard to talk about. It's every anniversary. I mean, it's only this really the 3rd anniversary, so it seems like not much, but to me it's like it was yesterday. So thank you. Thank you, Han. I appreciate that. So my husband saved my life, Brian, by being in hospice during the worst hurricane ever to hit the West Coast in my lifetime in Florida. So anyway, I owe him my life for that because the hospice was a shelter. So did I forget to tell you guys that part? Yeah, so he went to hospice long before the hurricane hit, I mean, like 10 days or something. So we didn't know there was a hurricane coming, but thank goodness we were there because we had been living in this ramshackle farmhouse in the middle of Florida near Lake Okeechobee, and I would not have been safe there with a dying man. It would have been horrible, actually. So I just, and I know my husband, he hung on too until after the hurricane, even though he was in active, they call it, what's it called, active death, or where you're like twisting and turning all over the place that you're dying, and it's, oh my gosh, hospice. It's a whole situation. Anyway, your kids were fighting, now they're sitting. How do you prevent the sitting? What do you want them to be fighting? I don't know. Kids should be moving around. I agree with you, Jared. I raised 2 children, and I always modeled somebody who, loves the exercise. I taught my kids to run. I'm a runner and a hiker, and my kids love that. They love the beach just like I do. My son lives at the beach, but all the way on the West Coast in California, and my daughter comes to visit every chance she gets. So, yes, I think just get your kids to move, get them to play games, get them to get outside, Don't let them have any devices, that's for sure. So, I also think that when we're talking about stuff like the people who come on here and they say irrelevant things or make stupid comments, we're just gonna ignore you. Anyway, I was talking about the trolls. Christine's been following me since dear Ray was in hospice. Is that when you started following me, Christine? Because I got a lot of viewers. Darla, another one who started watching me when my husband was in hospice. So love you too, Brian. I love the love, but the love is all platonic, by the way, because like I said, even though my husband has passed away, I'm still married to him and I still love him. And I'm not looking for another husband. In fact, Ray in heaven has been a great husband. We only had 11 months married, so we're still kind of honeymooners, if you will, but honeymoon in heaven. So it's not a bad thing, it's a sad thing, and we had a lot of plans and a lot of ways that we wanted to live our lives together. But now I live my life, and I know that Ray is above, and he is constantly giving me signs and letting me know that everything's going to be okay, and he's up there with my little dog. So it's going to be 3 years, Truth Seeker. 3 years. And I'm trying really hard to keep it together. It's really hard for me to talk about because every anniversary, it seems to get a little bit harder. The first year, kind of on the first anniversary, I was like still barely believing it and still thinking he was gonna be around. And every time I texted his phone, I'd still fooled myself thinking he was texting me. Thank you for the hugs. I feel it. Hi, Holly. Thank you. But if you didn't love the person, it wouldn't be hard to. Yeah. Yeah, I'll be posting more videos of Ray and Muffin. I'm good. I'm not crying. I'm good. I'm good. I'll be posting more videos of them because they were so special. Both my dog and my husband. They were one of a kind, two of a kind. Anyway, the all of the memories are, for the most part, they're good with Ray, even though the 3 years. Hey, Melissa. Oh, I miss you, girl. Um, Melissa knows. But talking about Ray, it just feels like he's still with me, and Melissa would attest to the fact that he is contacting both of us all the time. So we're not without Ray in our lives. He was a big personality while he was alive, and even while he's not alive, he's still very present. Hey, Jamie, the love of your life, keep that alive and forever. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Ray's Cuban accent was very cute. And thank you so much. And it's funny because sometimes I talk like Ray just for fun, and I always hear him in the other room going, baby, baby. It's just, oh, it's just a lot. It's a lot. And whenever I go to Jupiter, Florida, I always hear Ray say, Jupiter. That's what he called it. Anyway, thank you for indulging me in my little memory session. But anyway, September is coming up, so that's when everything has happened. Ray's birthday is on September 8th. Muffin's birthday is on September 9th. Then we've got September 11th, and then Ray passed away on September 30th. So it's a whole month full of. And we kick it off with my daughter's birthday at the end of August. So it's a lot coming up. And then, fall comes and just changes. Learn to face the strange changes. Oh, hi, Crow Queen. Yes, my friend, Jesus is King, and I love Jesus, and Jesus changed my life. So I am very, very happy to give my testimonial with finding Jesus in 2018. And I was baptized on the beach by my friend Trish. So, all right, you guys. Well, yes, the life of Virgos. Yeah, that's it, Virgo, right? I always forget. Is my daughter a Virgo or a Leo? I think she's a Virgo. I don't know. I don't really follow the star sign things, but anyway, I know I'm a Sagittarius, and that's all I know. Celebrating his life is what is important. We will never forget. So I'm super excited to see some of my favorite followers like Jamie and Darla and who else? So where's Mark? A bunch of people will be joining us on September 11th at the Flight 93 Memorial. If you want to join us too, let us know. But you can certainly tune in because I will be doing shows the whole day from the Flight 93 Memorial. So that'll be a momentous occasion, and very important to always remember what happened on 9/11. Anyway, my book is going to be on sale in the bookstore, the Flight 93 Memorial. So I am super excited about that. And as for that, I keep not talking about the experiment we did today. So Spirit gets on and she's like, hey, Jill, so how about today? We don't kick the trolls off when President Trump is talking and just see what happens and see how many people come on. And so I was like, all right, let's do it. And I'm like, unless they're really disgusting, which sometimes they are so disgusting that you just have to throw them to the sharks, get rid of them. Some of them are really bad. Anyway, do I think it was an inside job? You mean 9/11? Well, my book's not about that at all. My book's more about society and the way that people reacted to 9/11. I know 9/11 is still a huge mystery. It's a murder mystery, and I do believe that a lot of shenanigans were going on, and I hope that with President Trump in office, we will soon learn the real details of what happened on 9/11, as well as who killed JFK. All of those questions and more to be answered. And as for the Epstein, let's talk about the Epstein files just for a second. I listened to every second of the Ghislaine Maxwell testimony, and boy, oh boy, I think that that woman is a scammer and a liar beyond belief with her very proper English accent. And she sounded so sweet and so kind, and I can't believe she would be trafficking little girls. Oh, heavens. No, seriously. I heard Virginia Giuffre talk about her. And she portrayed herself as like this prince that, like, she said, what did she say? I'm a square. Yeah, I don't do things like that. Come on, come on. And then admitted to the fact that her and Epstein were the masterminds behind the Clinton Global Initiative. Woo! And going to the island and doing all that travel with the Clintons. And oh, she was awfully chummy with Bill, wasn't she? And I have to wonder, well, I don't have to wonder, but I've heard many rumors that her and Bill were quite an item. So the way she talked about the Clinton Global Initiative and all of her ties to it, and how she'd just pop in to see Bill and Hillary. And oh, look, here's someone says, up Grammy. Okay, I don't know how old you are, but all I have to say is you people who want to shame me for being old, guess what? I got to live in the 80s. Let them stay, Laura. I don't care. Say what you want about me being old, but I got to live in the 80s. Just saying. I feel sorry for people who didn't get to live in the 80s, because those were the best. That was the best decade ever. Am I right? Am I right? Oh, Christine grew up in Hyannisport. I've heard you say that, Christine, near the Kennedy compound. It's so interesting. Yeah, I know more than you do. I have wisdom. I'm going to be 60 years old. That means I've had lots and lots of wonderful life to live. So I hope that you get 60 years too, but you probably won't with your attitude. Anyway, yeah, I like to make fun of the trolls. The 70s were cool too, Holly, but I couldn't appreciate them really because, I was like 10. So I like the 80s because I was, yeah, well, you know what? I haven't died yet, so the jury's out on you, though. Yes, these young people, they think they know everything, but guess what? You don't know anything. So thank you, Steve. Thank you. I'm happy to be almost 60. I find it great to have wisdom. And you sent a gift membership. Oh my gosh, that's the first gift membership ever. I love it. Thank you so much. What does that mean? We're going to find out. It's going to be great. So wonderful. So yeah, you think I'm old? Hey, watch this. I'm going to take my hair down. Let your hair down. Woo! Gray hair looks pretty good, doesn't it? Yeah. Anyway, jealousy's a bad look. So thank you, Cindy. Anyway, yeah. Feel sorry for these young people who never got to live in the 80s. Seriously. They were really great. Anyway, thank you guys. Yeah, MAG is back in business, right, Paul? Exactly. Jamie, you got the gift membership. Nice. Nice. I love it. I love it. Yes, Billy. And that's the other thing. I'm going to go back to the no more drinking situation. They call it spirits. Do you want to be putting spirits inside of you? I don't think so. I'm not doing it anymore. And you know other things that I have quit doing? So I told you I quit playing video games. I'll never do that again. That is such a time suck. It's horrible. Quit drinking. It's only been 5 days, but you know, I've like, I do that all the time. But now I just like don't ever want to drink again because I keep reading, keep researching about alcohol. And I seriously, I think it is more toxic than it ever was before. I think there's like really something wrong with it. Like, it seems like it is beyond not good for you now. I don't think it was good for you before, but I think now it's even worse. So anyway, sharing the 80s. Well, yeah, actually, my new book, Do You Think About Me on My Birthday, was set in the 80s. So it's like you lived through part of the 80s. Yes, pray for my enemies. Pray for your enemies. Pray for everyone's enemies. Hi, Princess. So anyway, yes, I wrote this book. I don't know what you're talking about sharing, Aaron. I'm kind of confused. Anyway, yeah, Cindy, moderation is the key. But I think when it comes to alcohol, I mean, maybe when you're younger and your body can process it better. But again, I'm looking at the age of 60 and I think I don't have any health problems. I don't want any health problems. So I'm just not going to drink something that seems like it's poisonous. So I've decided to stop drinking poison. That's what I'm doing. I've also stopped wearing makeup. I have a little bit of lipstick on, but that's it. I don't wear eye makeup anymore, and I'm happier without it. You know, I think people should get used to seeing women without makeup on. I think makeup is false advertising. I don't have eyelashes out to here. I don't have colors on top of my eyelids. I mean, I know that when I wear the makeup, it looks fantastic, yes, but it's not real. It's just kind of a window dressing thing. And this hair is not colored chemically. It's colored by my own head and God. And everybody thinks it looks great, so I'm going to go with it. I'm happy with it. I got good hair. I'm lucky, and I don't need to put chemicals in it or anything. So I'm just really trying to be chemical free, makeup free. I don't wear a watch. You can see like where I used to wear a watch. It's still kind of like wants to be a sun thing, but no more watches. No more looking at the time because you know time is not real. Time is all your perception. So anyway, I'm not judging, Sharon. I'm not judging at all. I'm just saying this is what I'm doing for myself. And I'm happy to, you know, show everybody what it's like to be chemical free. And I am just trying to stop. I don't drink out of plastic anymore. I drink out of stainless steel or glass or mugs sometimes, but I do kind of worry about the paint on mugs. So I don't know. I just try to do lots of different things to kind of level up. And I'll tell you, when I quit playing video games, that was huge because I realized I was wasting so much time with those. So that was one thing that instantly level up. Stop. Oh, well, water's kind of essential to life, so we're still drinking that. And you know, there's a lot of different things that you can do just to make your life better. You think that you're enjoying stuff. Like I thought I was playing video games, that it was like somehow relaxing my brain. Yeah, it was relaxing my brain, all right, and I wasn't doing anything. So now I relax my brain by learning how to use Adobe. Now I relax my brain by having conversations with Chat GPT about how to change my business, you know. Which, by the way, are you using Chat GPT or any of the, even there's Copilot, there's like so many ways to talk to AI right now and to use it to your advantage. And as a writer, I don't use the the chats and stuff to write, but I do use them to edit, or I use them to get research done or ideas, for, maybe I'm looking for a book title and they'll come up with a bunch of ideas, and usually I might like half of one and half of another one. So it's super helpful. Hi, Victoria. It's the thing about using AI is that you have to know how to use it the right way. You want to work with it. You don't want it to work for you. It doesn't work like that. If you let AI write for you, everyone knows that you're letting AI write for you, because we all know what it looks like. And we all have our own unique voice. So it's that very inspiring. I will stop watching. Okay, stop. Anyway, okay, well, thank you, Robert. Combined with copper is off the chart, effective on virus and bacteria. What combined with copper? You see the combined with copper part. Anyway, there are a lot of ways for us to have better lives and be healthier and live in the world as free people and not slaves, because I think slavery is the biggest scourge of our society. And that's one of the reasons why we are in the pickle we are, especially with the country of China, which regularly uses slaves in their factories. And that's why everything's so cheap. And when things are made by cheap slaves, you're not going to get good quality ever. So I want to see everything be made in America by Americans who are being paid a fair wage for the job that they do. Copper and silver ions in water. Oh, when we drink from those cups. Oh, are we talking about stainless steel cups or what? The Biden. Yeah, Biden was a problem. Oh, he's going to start watching my live streams. I hope so. I was like a little like, what? Yeah, I hope so. Anyway, exactly, Todd. When you care about the products that you're making, because you work in a factory that's maybe owned by a family, maybe you work for people who are treating you well, and making sure you have a stake in your company and you all speak the same language and, stuff like that. It just makes for safer environment for everybody. So, thank you, but I do have to say, again, this is not a dating website. I am not looking for a boyfriend. Nobody on here is going to date anybody else on here. We're just all friends. Please don't be rude. I'm going to be 60 years old, for heaven's sakes. I'm so done with dating and all of that stuff. Okay, so I'm just on here imparting my wisdom of being an old lady and having fun in the world. And I smile a lot because I'm a very happy person, because I've had a really good life. And I have been able to do my own thing for very many years and not have to worry too much about the man coming down on me. So I find that everything is a choice in life. And you are where you are because of the choices that you've made in your life. And there are many ways that you can make your life better, because you can change the choices that have not served you well. So that's all. All right. And I keep seeing the things these guys are saying, and I'm like, this is why I don't date. Yeah, because y'all are really rude and disgusting, and nobody needs that. I don't come on here deserving any of this rudeness. I've not done anything to make you think that I'm one of those kinds of women. I am not. So please have some respect, okay? And then we'll all get along well, and my moderators will not have to feed you to the sharks and the gators here in Florida. All right, you guys. Well, I am going to say ciao for now. I do hope that you will check out my new book and my first book, which is a history book, and my other new book, which is written by Joshua Daniel Hayes, but I have published with my own JewelBooks.com publishing company, which is a really great book about child abuse. And I think everybody should read it and realize that could be going on right in the house next door. Maybe right under your nose. Anyway, I am going to say ciao for now. It's been a lovely evening spent with you. I'm going to go off and do a little member show right now and show my members some love. If you want to join my membership, it's really easy to do it. Just go on my site where you see the membership shows. And I think if you just click on one of those membership shows, it'll give you the option of becoming a member. It's really cheap. It's not even $5. So it's a way for us to get together and not have to worry about all the stinking trolls. All right, you guys. Well, I'm going to say ciao for now. You have a wonderful rest of your evening, and I'll see you on the next Beach Report. Good night.